Hi, I'm Keanu, and this is my recipe for chocolate-filled banana muffins. So in this video, I kicked it off with a hack to making your bananas baking ready by putting them in the oven. It really helps soften it up and get it to that nice puree texture. If they're kind of baked off, and those sugars can really help soften up the banana. Now I chose to use banana because of the popularity of the fruit. Bananas are the most widely grown and eaten fruit in the world, so I know that more people are gonna have access to this ingredient because they are just so available, which is a big part of our process here at Tasty, is thinking not only about what is great and delicious, but also what do people have access to and what's maybe already on your kitchen counter that you wanna just throw into a recipe. This style of muffin is actually inspired by a French pastry where, excuse my French, I'll probably butcher the pronunciation, but it's tigre, which is tiger. And I think it's because by adding the chocolate sprinkles, it kind of looks like it has tiger stripes. Now that pastry is actually a tea cake where it's a little financier that has the chocolate sprinkles, and it's sometimes filled with chocolate ganache. And I thought it was such a cool pastry that I've never actually seen around in America, and adopting the same stylistic characteristics and transferring it into a muffin, which people are probably more likely to be familiar with and want to make at home. So just like the tigre, I use the chocolate sprinkles just to give it that cool stripe feeling to the dessert. And then once the muffins came out the oven, I used just the back of a wooden spoon to create a little hole and fill that with chocolate ganache. So kind of elevated the breakfast muffin to a next level little delectable thing. Don't know what to call it, but they're good. That's all that matters. So there's a joke in Tasty about how much I bake with bananas, considering they are far from my favorite fruit. Now, I'm not a complete banana hater. I just don't like them once they are ripened. But I keep my personal prejudice aside because I know literally planet Earth loves bananas more than anything. And there's actually a lot of waste tied to bananas because once they reach a certain point, most people think that they're inedible and want to toss them in the trash. So my first Tasty video I ever did was actually 4 different ways to bake with ripe bananas. Literally millions of bananas are tossed out every day because people think that they're too ripe and they don't like how they look. And funny enough, the ripe bananas are the ones you want to bake with. So if you have ripe bananas in your house and you're like, ugh, I don't want to eat that, I feel you, I understand. Put it in the freezer, bake with it later, and you can make some muffins. # save the banana.